Aristotle once said, man is a social animal. And this is the basis of the chapter that we're going to discuss today, that is social group. We'll discuss what is a social group, its characteristics, its types, its examples. And you have to keep in mind that man is a social animal who needs to interact, who needs to be with other people, who needs to be in a group. He cannot live in isolation. So, on this note, let us begin with the lesson. We'll discuss social groups. So, as I just said, man cannot live in isolation. Therefore, there has to be a system of interaction where the people interact with each other. There should be an established pattern of interaction, and this is called as social group. So, if there are any number of people, it could be a larger group or a smaller group, and if they have a relationship among them which is discovered, then they must be thought of together. So, if they have a relationship, if they have interaction among each other, then this could be a social group. According to Bogardus, a social group may be thought of as the number of persons, two or more, who have some common object of attention, who are stimulating to each other, who have common loyalty, and participate in similar activities. So, you can just uh, note down the keywords that there should be two or more people, common objective, who push each other to attain something. They have common loyalty and they participate in the same activities. Okay, so group is a major unit of analysis in sociology. On the basis of various things we can classify groups. So okay, so groups can be classified on the nature of their interest, what is their interest, why were they formed. So on the basis of this they can be classified. The degree of organization, kind of contact among the members. So these are the different kind of criterias on the basis of which we can classify groups. Moving ahead, the meaning of social group, why is it formed, what is its purpose. So the individuals of a group must be conscious of common belongingness, of sharing common understanding, and expecting some rights and obligations. Therefore a family can also be a group. Therefore a family can also be a group because they have consciousness, common belongingness, they have we feeling, and they understand things in a way it is common to all of them, and there are some rights and obligations that you have to follow when you are living in a family. So very simple, family is also a group, it is a social group. Characteristics of a social group, we'll discuss them one by one. Two or more than two individuals. Mutual recognition, it can be through distance as well, like when we video chat we use Skype or something like that. So this is also a mutual recognition. Common interest should be there. This could be temporary because once the interest is fulfilled, the group gets apart. For example, study group. So if you are studying for net exams and once the exams are over, the group may collapse. So it is temporary in nature. The membership is voluntary. You want to fulfill that purpose, that common aim you want to achieve. So you get into the group. They are smaller in size. The members have interaction between them and they identify with each other. Small size means 15 to 20 members can be there in a group. They have shared values and norms. Of course, only then they can attain a common objective. And they have strong interpersonal bond. They interact with each other and they have a interpersonal bond. Now, coming to the types of social groups, we'll discuss primary and secondary group today in this lecture. This concept was given by C.H. Cooley in 1909 in the book Social Organization. According to him, the characteristics of primary group are: it is small, it is homogeneous, there are deep emotional relationship, the relationship is selfless in nature, meeting itself is the purpose. Okay, the purpose is meeting itself, the common purpose, the common objective is meeting only, and it gives them pleasure and joy. There are no other specific goals. It ends when members leave, so the group collapses if the members leave. The examples can be friends, family, peer group, neighborhood, etc. So this is primary group. On the other hand, secondary group is there is a large interest based relationship. Okay, so there is a common interest, common objective. The relationships are superficial, they are not interpersonal, or there is no emotional bond. The relationships are short and superficial. Therefore, the nature of this kind of group will always be temporary. It is also called the representative of Cold War. So if you get a question, which group is the representative of Cold War? The answer is secondary group. According to Paul Landis, it is based on impersonal relationships. So primary groups were interpersonal, secondary groups are impersonal. The needs of individual are the needs of secondary group. This is only created in order to attain the needs of individuals and fulfill a common objective. So there is an extra slide here. As you can see, we'll discuss tertiary group as well. So primary and secondary, this concept was given by Cooley, whereas the tertiary group concept is given by W.G. Green. This is neither primary nor secondary, so it is something in between. It is neither a primary group nor a secondary group. So an example can be the relationship between the prime minister or a president of a country and the citizens of India. We do have a relationship, it is a group, but there is no impersonal or interpersonal relationship. So this is a tertiary group. Now we'll move on to discuss some. Question number 1 is the classification of groups into primary and secondary group has been done by, so the answer is A. Cooley. This is done by C.H. Cooley in 1909. Moving ahead. Which are not the characteristics of a primary group? So the characteristics of a primary group are not age and sex. It is not given anywhere that there should be a definite age or a definite sex. Okay, and the other options, own rules should be there. They of course make their own rules and norms, and there has to be a face to face interactions because the relationships are interpersonal. Question number 3 is which of the following is not a primary group? So we know that family is a primary group, peer group is a primary group, even gangs have certain objectives and they have an interpersonal relationship, so it is a primary group. That means mob is not a primary group because they just gather together, they do not have a relationship, and the characteristics do not match with the characteristics of primary group. So I hope you were able to understand. Thank you for watching.